Yeah, so a couple of you wanted to do dopamine detox, but you weren't really understanding how to do it. You were quite stuck. So what I'll say first of all is I had the exact same problem where I was really addicted to Netflix and scrolling and all of that. So how I overcame it first of all was I tried to do 100 days no Netflix. Now that works ish, because what you really have to do is really be hard headed and strong, and you have to just look at whatever your TV or whatever and say, listen, I'm not going to do any Netflix or whatever, and it just takes in the strength. But what you really need to do, which really helps, is actually build the better habits and get rid of the bad habits. So an example of this is when I was doing the 100 days no Netflix. When I done it the second time, what I done was I removed my PS4 because my Netflix is on my PlayStation and my TV. So I took my PlayStation and I put it in the cupboard, and then I put my TV and I put it in a different room. Now what I'm saying is you need to make bad habits, so the endless scrolling or the excessive TV watching, you need to make them difficult to do, and you need to make the good habits easy to do. Now putting the TV in the other room and putting the PlayStation in the cupboard, that's not impossible to reconnect. But the problem is, it's very inconvenient to the point I can't even be bothered to do as such. So then I just say, you know what, there's no point in watching TV right now. Now, that's one way that would really help. Again, making the good habits easy, the bad habits very difficult. But one thing that really does help, which I need you guys to consider, is your dopamine sources. So what I mean by that is, first of all, people are trying to get rid of dopamine because they're acting like it's bad. No, dopamine is a very good thing. We need it to get out of bed. We need it to, be encouraged to want to accomplish goals, all sorts. Yeah, it's been with us since our ancestors. So what we really need to do then is list out the dopamine sources, so where we get our hits from, and list it into bad and good. So the bad dopamine sources could be, I don't know, for some people it can be porn, for some people it can be smoking, drinking, etc., talking to girls, whatever. And then the good ones could be going to the gym. I like to play football. Another thing is, when you're doing many applications for jobs and then you get that hit, that dopamine hit, when you finally get that good job and then you feel very satisfied, that's what dopamine is. So what you need to do then is list out the dopamine sources of the bad and the good, and then you need to replace the bad with the good. So what I mean by that is, let's say you enjoy talking to your friends and going on a night out too much, and you're just drinking bare alcohol, bare vodka. So what you really need to do is replace that, or what I would do is replace that with football. You still get a really big dopamine hit, you just replace it. Replace it with the good and the bad, because in society we deem stuff like too much drinking as bad, and then we deem stuff like going to the gym or exercise as good. So that's how you need to work it out. But what I will say is, you cannot replace one of the bad dopamine hits, yeah, that gives you a really big hit, like let's say, yeah, talking to girls, with something as boring as reading a book that you're not interested in. It doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. Yeah, you need to get the same amount of dopamine hit. So let's say talking to girls, or I don't know, having fights after school, which is bad, yeah, but you get that rush, yeah. Replace it with something like, if you love going to the gym, or if you love socializing and going to networking events. I don't know, some people do. So you need to replace it with the similar amount of dopamine hit, and then it will work for you.